Good evening, Doberman fanciers, and hopefully puppy buyers. You have come to Dabrowski Dobermans, Divas, Doberman disinformation, dispelling tutorials. I am posting YouTube videos and videos of content on Instagram to educate puppy buyers, to make them equipped to be able to make quality choices regarding buying a puppy. Buying a puppy can be very confusing, can be very frustrating, and if you've had this breed before, then possibly we share something in common. And that is the grief that we feel over the loss of our former dogs. And I, as a breeder of 49 years, have spent 13 years studying pedigrees and reading peer-reviewed articles and research, not just chat rooms and Doberman chat, but actual peer-reviewed articles, and been involved in research with other breeders who are very concerned about the well-being and longevity of this dog. Dobermans are known to die pretty commonly known to die of 4 significant diseases that are sort of inherent in the breed. One of them was DCM. Maybe you've lost one to DCM, and if you have, I feel your pain. Maybe you've lost one to bloat, or maybe wobblers, or maybe cancer. Now, wobblers, bloat, and DCM are all the result of that disease coming forward from an ancestor in your pedigree. Cancer can come from any number of things. It can be genetic as well. And if you do have dogs in your pedigree that have died of cancer at young, then it might be a genetic issue that's going to come forward in your puppies. So as a puppy buyer, how do you protect yourself? A lot of breeders are taking a position that because they health test, that you should go with them because they're health testing their dogs. Or maybe they're suggesting because they have top 20 show dogs that their dogs are reputable and healthy, and that you can trust them. Well, I'm here to tell you that neither of those things is true. Just because they're a show dog breeder, it could mean they're actually one of the worst breeders on the planet. I personally have very strong feelings about European breeders that have sold their souls to the devil, as far as I'm concerned, to sell puppies. They have one agenda and one agenda alone, and that is to produce dogs with beautiful heads that people are willing to buy at just about any price because they're so beautiful. I call them drop dead gorgeous, because their longevity is about 7 years. You can expect that at the longest, a European, 100% Russian lines, pride of Russia, avoid like the plague. If I could give you one piece of advice buying a European Doberman, do not buy from any breeder who has any pride of Russia, Sidor, pride of Russia, Sidor offspring, in the first 4 or 5 generations. If you have a pride of Russia dog back further than 5 generations, you're probably okay. But pride of Russia Sidor now is dominating the entire gene pool. And I don't want to be an alarmist, but those breeders' dogs are all going to be dead in less than 10 years. Every single one. None of them are going to make it to 10. So if you're out shopping for a Doberman and you've seen breeders in the States and they have a bunch of Croatian lines, Betelgeuse, he's a terrible human being. And if he sees this video, you come and talk to me. I'll be happy to tell you what a terrible human being you are to your face. He's a terrible human being and a terrible breeder that cares about nothing but selling puppies, and that's it. And that's true for Pride of Russia as well. And that's also true for Alto Bello and Tahi Rami and numerous breeders in Europe. It's also true of a lot of show breeders here in the United States. Because I am in the United States and these people know me, I'm not going to malign any American breeders other than the breeders who are using Tiburon's Arsenal. If you're double line breeding on Tiburon's Arsenal, shame on you. His sire died of DCM at 5 in the ring, and his breeder was absolutely distraught that happened, and knowing that he had been bred so much. And now his son, Arsenal, albeit there's going to be some dogs that make it to 10 or 11, but there's a huge contingency that are not going to make it to 7 or 8. And that's just not acceptable. So people that are line breeding on dogs in the first 4 generations that are known to have had wobblers, bloat, osteosarcoma, bone cancer, super common, copper toxicity, and DCM. If that's in the first 4 generations of a pedigree, it's an extremely high-risk pedigree, and you as a puppy owner will be grieving the loss of your dog before it's probably even 9. The average age of the Doberman breed today is only 9.1 years. So if you're not buying a dog from somebody who knows what the cause of death in their pedigree is, you are playing Russian roulette with your heart and your money. In 25 years, this breed will be extinct based on the DNA research done at UC Davis, of which I have been a part for 6 years. We use DNA testing here at Dabrowski Dobermans and numerous other breeders as well through UC Davis for diversity. Why? Because the breed is so bereft of genetic diversity that its average lifespan has dropped about 4 years in the past 40 years, about 1 year per decade. So we've lost 4 years of longevity, and I don't know about you, but that dog on the wall over there, that face right there, died at 9, and I would have killed to get another 4 years from his life. So we breed here, and we encourage people to buy from breeders who know what genetic diseases are in their pedigrees and whose pedigrees possess a lot of dogs that have made it to at least 9, if not 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Some people have seen their Dobermans live as long as 18, 19 years. And we're actually going to be doing a breeding in the spring on a stud dog who produced offspring that made it to 12 to 19 years. And none of these show breeders want to use him as a stud dog. Now, he has frozen semen, and we breeders can use old semen from 20, 30 years ago in contemporary breedings because, you know, frozen semen has been done for decades and decades. So we want buyers to know that there are actually breeders out there who do care more about how long their dogs are going to live than if they're going to get a blue ribbon and be best of show in the show ring. Because best of show, they can still drop dead in the ring at 5 and 6 and 7. And that's what happened to Ravenswood Azure Sky, who is the sire of Arsenal's Tiburon's Arsenal, who everybody uses in the United States to make their dogs beautiful and show quality. We feel that is a really poor breeding choice and a compromise that we're not willing to make. We don't want to breed dogs just so they win in the show ring and have beautiful heads. We want to breed dogs that we know are going to live to be at least 10, if not 17, 18, 19 years of age. So you as a puppy buyer have choices and options, and don't be deceived by those that claim because we have show dogs, because we do Embark DNA testing, because we health test our dogs, they are much healthier and going to live longer. It's just not true. What is true is that the dogs that will live the longest are the dogs who possess pedigrees that have genetic diversity, not a ton of line breeding, and a bunch of dogs that made it to at least 10. You can find them. They're out there. I'll even help you. Go find us on Instagram or on Facebook, and you can find us on YouTube and TikTok. Thanks for watching. Dabrowski Dobermans. We breed Dobermans for real people, just like you.